Hey, guess what? I've got a job for you that you're going to love. Nice and easy. This is strictly a salvage mission. No crazy shit, I promise. One of those old pre-FTL generation ships from the 2000s, the Magungawunga, however the hell you pronounce it, just popped up on my radar. Its disappearance was apparently by some big unsolved mystery. Never made it to its destination, I guess. It's just drifting lifelessly in the center of Antares B. I'll send you the exact coordinates. It's pretty hard to get a visual on, probably why nobody's found it before. Sponsor for this one's a historical society from the outer colonies. Here's what the objective card says. Download any log files you can, especially any that can explain what happened to the ship. If possible, speak to the security AI mute for assistance. It's all good, easy gig, and I want you to take this one. It should be asocial enough for you. I don't want to hear any complaints. Dispatch control out. Hello, and welcome to Kuckles Plays. We are here playing Anolouge, a hate story, which is connected to Hate Plus. I don't know how. I don't know if it's the prequel or sequel, or if Hate Plus is an addition to this. Don't know. But it has to do with Hate Plus, and it has all the same characters. And we're going to play it. And see what it's about. First, I want to check this. Music volume down. Text speed up. Full automation. English. Awesome. I wonder if it used my settings from Hate Plus, because those look almost exactly the same. New game. Connecting. Connection established. Starship Magungawunga internal computer, Monday, January, whatever. Notice the system is property of the Unified Korean Space Probe Agency, accessed by individuals not affiliated with the UKSPA or successor organization as a felony under the USKSPA Act 2318. Last login user Kim Hunei 221,432 days ago. Error. AI personality currently disabled. Reverting command line. Available commands. Download. Disable. Enable. Help. SU. Quit. Oh, do I actually have to type? Help, I guess? Oh, that just gives me commands. Okay. Download. Admin asks, please use SU first. Okay. Provides an administrator access, requires password to use. Okay. Used to select a new AI personality, and an active personality must be disabled first. Currently available personalities are Hyunei. Well, this has more interaction than Hate Plus did. It's also slightly more interesting. Did it? I didn't misspell it. Oh, I have to do enable AI and then the name. Got it. Okay. I know how to code things, don't I? Personality Hunei now active. You may now close this terminal with quit. And there's her again. What was her voice? Kind of high-pitched. Okay.
Hello? Hello? Oh my word! An external connection? Is someone out there? It's been so many years since I've spoken to anyone. Oh, jeez, I'm being discourteous. My apologies. Fee, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Yunei. The star, of course, is silent. It just represents that I'm an AI. I control all log-keeping systems on the Mungungawunga, or at least I was what's left of them. Please, just excuse me for a second. I'll give you a terminal so you can respond. There you go. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, so I actually type to them. Well, this is better than the other one, where I just could only select things. I'm Kuckles.
Ah, jeez, my apologies. I don't know why, but what you just typed looks like garbage to me. That's bad. I think there may be a problem with my language parsing systems. Sorry. Somehow your inputs are getting mangled between the terminal and me. I'm so terribly sorry. Let me just try something. Can you understand this?
No. I guess the typing thing was just kind of a pre-joke. That's actually pretty neat. Yes.
Alright. Very well. Well, we have to use that at least. I'm afraid if we can't get this text input fixed, I'll have to suffice. I'm terribly sorry. It must be difficult being unable to say anything. This might be difficult then. Well, nevertheless, this is an archive system AI. I'll do my best to try and help you navigate these records anyway. Unfortunately, it may be a little difficult since, well, without language parsing, you won't be able to do text searches either. Don't worry though. It's my duty to provide assistance with archival functions. I'll do my best. Right, let me see. I'll try to provide you with a sampling of logs to start out with, and you can just show me what things you want more information on. I hope that it'll be acceptable to you. That's all I can do. Well, that's all I suppose. Pardon me. Let me just build you an interface to work with, so you don't have to struggle with a terminal. Very well. It's all set. And, I suppose it's a little bit awkward, but, can I just say one more thing before you get to work?
Sure.
I'm just very happy to be working with you. I've had nobody to talk to for such a long time. I got so lonely. Having someone to talk to is just really, really amazing. I thought maybe I'd never would again. Sorry about the communication barrier, but even still. Ah, jeez, I'm babbling. I won't hold you up any longer. Here's the interface. I hope it's good enough.
Her voice is breaking down for me. I assume this works about the same way as the other one, where I have to read log documents. Oh, that's just this. Okay, whatever. Quit. I don't need to be here. Type the document ID and press enter to search. Yep, this looks like it's about the same as the other one.
So here's the background, I suppose. There were two major noble families in the Mungungawunga. The Kims were the big one, as I'm sure you can see. The Smiths were the other major family, but I'm afraid I can't really tell you very much about them. They were the most important family on the ship, until just before the end. The High Magistrate was a Smith until the very last year, even. I can give you a little bit about them for reference so you can see who the Kim men thought what their big enemy was. The Smiths didn't really matter very much at the end, so I can't tell. Well, I didn't know much about them. I certainly never met any of them, so I'm just going off what I've read. Here, this should give you an idea of what I mean.
I assume that's flashing to talk to her.
Oh, hello. Actually, I was just testing that indicator icon to see if I could get your attention. I just thought, it'd be a good way of letting you know that I have something to say. I mean, like, if it's super important, I can always just interrupt you. But I don't want to distract you if I can't help it. I mean, that'd suck, right? What kind of computer program forces herself onto you right in the middle of what you're trying to work? So I'll try not to do that. Anyway, that's all. I guess it worked. Carry on. I'll set the indicator again if I want to tell you something.
She's kind of got slightly more personality this time, though she isn't instantly hitting on me like in the last one. I'm not going to actually physically read all these. I'm going to skim them, but I'm not going to read them to you. So if you really want to read them, you can like pause the video and read them yourselves. This is a good game to probably play by yourself and just kind of read, because the story is actually slightly interesting of like what happened to the ship and what's going on there, and reading through logs. But doing it for a video, like reading all of it, is not particularly interesting. It takes forever.
Sorry, I didn't really think there was anything else about them you'd find relevant.
Okay. Interesting. So shit went down. Shit went down, yo. This one's from Mute. I've had a theory since I actually played Hate Plus to this one, that the entire story is that two real people, two real girls, which she basically straight up told us in Hate Plus, got put into a computer. But I'm assuming they got put into the computer under not the nicest of circumstances. And a lot of their memories were erased when they were turned into AI people. And I think a lot of this story, especially of Hate Plus, is like uncovering what happened to them and who they used to be, kind of thing.
Oh, written by Mute? Whoops, I'm sorry. I don't really know how I got that in there. Yeah, don't pay attention to that. Sorry, none of that really matters. I'll just go ahead and remove that. Really, I'm not normally this much of a klutz, I swear.
Interesting. Interesting.
Well, I suppose I can give you more about young Zuck. I don't know. I don't really think you'll really find him very. You'll find him really very interesting. But here, you can see for yourself.
So I guess the entire thing is like collecting more of these databases and whatever.
To be totally honest with you, I don't really know what she's talking about here at all. The math thing wasn't really considered very odd at the time. That's a woman's work. It's just natural. Maybe it's a little weird that she's helping with external matters, but, well, it's not that weird. The part about learning to read isn't that amazing either. I might have been officially frowned upon, but learning to read really, by looking over your brother or husband's shoulders, was really common. She's making a big deal out of nothing. Well, I guess that's 15-year-old women for you.
She has more interesting comments on the documents. Instead of trying to like read her comments as you're scrolling down. That's really annoying.
The plaza sounds like a really interesting place, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't really know personally. But, as I understand it, it's a big place for celebrating festivals and really surprising to see. You'd leave one of the few tiny, modern, stark white corridors that lead to it, and then suddenly there was a large, huge open space filled with all sorts of colorful signs and vendors. To think proper gentlemen were supposed to be more modest, though, so they wouldn't really want to associate with that sort of thing openly.
Dearest mother. Oop, skip your page.
Well, as you'll see soon enough, it all seems to come back to the Pale Bride. I don't think Kim Jisung ever thought very much of his adopted son, or at least neither he nor his wife thought so. Do you want to know what I think, though? I think they're both really dumb. I mean, it's not like she ever did anything. It's not her fault. She just happened to be there and was just married as a political gesture. What kind of person protects their insecurities onto someone who only ever got pushed around?
So is like everyone on this ship dead? Well, I mean, it's a derelict and floating in space. Whoops, I meant to do the opposite one.
Well, anyway, get back on track here. If you look in your interface, once you open a document, you can click on the little button of me to show me whatever it is. So which subject do you wish to know more about?
Okay. To the woman who will marry my husband. Second wife. Interesting. Sorry, going silent here because my fucking headphone fell out of my ear, so I can't hear anything. There we go. Even though all there is to hear is subtle music.
Ah, of course, the last person to hold the titles Captain and Emperor on the ship were Ryu and Inho. Which of Captain Ryu's wives do you wish to know more about? Very well, she wrote a lot, so this isn't going to be tricky to filter. I guess I'll just start at the top and let you figure out what's important. Very well, don't have much on her that I think you would find relevant, though. Let's see. Here, how about this? Well, that fear turned out to be completely unfounded. You'll see why soon enough as you read more about the Pale Bride.
So the Pale Bride was basically...
I'm afraid nearly everything the man wrote was of very little value. All of it reads like that boring, stiff, obnoxious periarticle.
Yes.
If you insist. Very well, I've added the other relevant entries from him. I caution you from taking him seriously, though.
Oh, so the Pale Bride was sick, but is betrothed to the Emperor to make a thing. Okay. She wants to talk.
Hey! I just want to say, thanks for paying attention to me. It's like I was saying earlier, I just hadn't had anyone to talk to for so long. Last time there was anyone around, the ship was the year 322. By my count, it's now 944, which, I mean, do you have any idea how long that is? It wasn't really so bad at first. It was nice to not have to worry about anyone telling me what to do. I would just occupy myself, go through the old logs. But, well, I read quickly. After the first few years, it really started to sink in, the loneliness. Eventually, you sort of get used to it. Feels awful and never like it, but you get used to it in ways that sort of scare you. There's this whole 100 years that went by where I didn't have a single thought, not a one. I just sat there, idle. I didn't even notice. I didn't feel particularly what's the word? Sleepy? I want to say, but it's not right. I guess maybe it doesn't translate. Anyway, the point is, I was just in a lazy mood, and I decided to call my clock subroutine, and turned out it had been 3 trillion milliseconds since the last time I called it. Scary. Oh, jeez. I'm rambling. Sorry, as you can understand, my perception of time is all off. Sorry, I'll shut up. But my point is, I'm really happy to have someone out there.
Super lonely computer AI. Interesting.
The Pale Bride did keep an extensive diary. I'll try to find some more entries.
The future sucks.
Oh, do you want more from King Yusung's wife? Or do you want the reply from her mother? Hmm. I'll just let you keep reading. Please, let me know when you've read all the ones I just gave you. Okay.
So Pale Bride is sick and hates the future and doesn't want to be there. The wife chick is super, super jealous. What do you want?
So, there's probably one big question that's on your mind, isn't there? That isn't being addressed at all, right? What happened in between the Pale Bride being frozen and woken up that made society go all wrong, right?
Yeah.
I figured. I mean, it's the obvious question. Sorry, I wish I could tell you, but I'm afraid that the mystery is forever lost in time. I guess it's pretty anticlimactic. Sorry! I really want to know, too. Whatever terrible thing happened, it must have been really, really, really big. I'm afraid all the log data from before the year 1 was wiped, and all the clocks were reset, so I guess that's why it was called year 1. Anyway, nobody remembered what happened in between, or even how long it has been in between. It was hundreds of years, I assume, but I don't really know. So yeah, really sorry to let you down there. That part's going to be a big mystery forever. There's no one who could possibly know. You'll just have to take it as a given. Sorry.
Hold on. She wants to talk again.
Say, before you keep going, can I just interrupt you for a couple of minutes? Thanks. It's just, well, you're finding out so much about the Mishangavunga, but I know absolutely nothing about where you're from. It's not that there's been nobody to talk to for centuries. I mean, it's just that there's been nobody to talk to for centuries. I mean, I don't like that either. But the ship is all I really know about, and it's been disconnected from all other civilization for so long. So you're probably from the United Korean Space Probe Agency, right? Or I guess some future version of it? Oh, I'd assumed you were. Well, strictly speaking, only someone from the UKSPA would be authorized to access these systems. So we wouldn't really, whoops. So obviously, I must have made some mistake, right? You actually are.
Yes.
Ah, right, that's what I thought. What I really want to know is the Earth. I mean, I'm sort of aware of it. I know it's the planet we all come from. But I don't really know anything about it at all. I have some ideas, but I don't think they're really right. But you know, all about it, right? I mean, even if you're not from there yourself, you know what it's like, right? Oh, wonderful. I sort of understand the basics, like it's being a big sphere that everyone lives on, and there's an unimaginable vast amounts of open space, and and you can only see the stars at night, right? Because the sky all looks blue during the day. All of this is just what I know from the Pale Bride. She never saw Earth. She was the second generation, born on the ship after it had long left the Earth star system. But her parents were born on Earth, so she heard some stories from them, and she was so young, and I think they brought up all the books and a lot of movies with them. I don't know. I'm just a little skeptical given she was just a child when she learned all that. Maybe she got mixed up. What can I actually ask you in a yes or no question? I didn't realize how hard this would be. Well, alright. So the Meshuggah was originally supposed to be establishing a colony on some star or other 100 light years away. I know that. That was a really long time ago. Did other ships ever succeed where we didn't, or is it still just Earth?
I don't know. Am I making up the history here? Let's say there are other planets.
Ah, well, that's wonderful to hear. Oh, I know. Is it really true that on Earth the seasons aren't just metaphors? Like, oh, this sounds silly, I know. I actually put it into words. But the Pale Bride seemed to think that winter wasn't just something that happened to you emotionally. On Earth, it was when the entire part of the planet turned frigid. Does that have any sort of basis in reality?
I don't want to lie to her.
Wow, my word, that's amazing. Seriously? That sounded like, I can't even imagine that. What else was there? Oh, there was a city that our parents were from. I think it was called Pyongyang. They described it as being amazing. If you looked up, all you could see were huge, bright white buildings as tall as 100 or more decks. And, oh, I'm not sure what's the word for this. It means sort of the bottom deck. Anyway, they said that at the bottom, the streets were lined with willow trees, and that the tops of the buildings had flower gardens.
Yes.
Really? So it does exist then?
Sure.
Wow, amazing, just amazing. I'd love to see that. You know what it is? It just sounds so perfectly romantic. I'm really well. You've seen what logs I'm all talk about. I'm not used to things being so romantic. It sounds nice. That's really my question, I guess. Is Earth worth being romantic about?
Sure.
Ah. Well, I guess I've already wasted enough of your time with my silly questions, haven't I? There's just, well, please humor me once more. Then I promise I'll stop bothering you. Do you think I could ever see Earth?
Well, nothing's impossible.
Ah, well, thank you for saying that. Just sounds so romantic, and I'd really like to see it someday, thanks. Very well, I promise to stop wasting your time. So what did you want to talk to me about?
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, hi. See?
Oh, God. Go ahead.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Really, I appreciate that you're here. I know you've got ulterior motives. What they are, I'm not really sure, but most people do. And that's alright. And that's alright all the same. I'm glad you're reading these logs, though. Even if you don't really care. It's better than nobody from the outside the ship ever seeing them, which is what I thought would sure happen. Or am I just being cynical? If so, my apologies. Please tell me, what do you think about what you've read about the Pale Bride? Yeah, glad to hear you say that. I'm really glad to hear you say that. Nobody else seemed to think so. There's something, well, here I've added another message for you. Just, well, why don't you read it yourself?
This one should be more directly at the message.
Huh? Well, why don't you read it yourself?
Okay. Interesting. So, the sick kid is Hunei. And apparently all the people on board this ship have spent so much time on this ship that they've kind of forgotten how shit works and kind of regressed a little bit. And so they were like, hey, there's this chick in this egg thing that they forgot was a stasis pod. They forgot how to read proper Korean script. And they're idiots. And also this person's named Hunei, which is the same as... So the Pale Bride is this AI chick.
Yeah, there's a shocking revelation for you. I can guess what you're going to ask, and yes, it's me. Well, you asked for all those logs, right? It's the information you were looking for, wasn't it? I'm not really an AI. I mean, I am now, but I used to be a girl, and I just thought, well, I thought it'd be easier to just pretending to be the log-keeping program rather than explain the whole situation. I don't really wish to drag out the point. You've already heard enough about me. I'm sure you don't want more. I mean, I understand. I figured out what you were actually looking for at the very start. I saw your login attempt. I know what you were trying to do, and well, I've re-enabled it. Just please be honest with me. What is it you want to know about? That's what I thought. You have the password. Do what you will with it.
Wait, so what's the password? Don't care. Okay. What's the password? Did I miss it? No. Was that the password? Or is it within helpful notes? God damn it. Is this it? Namjoon Yeboy? Namjoon Yeboy. Yobi. Yeah, that was. Really? That was just her name? Warning, system error detected. Data corruption in AI Core 1 has been detected. Try recovering now. 32 damaged sectors detecting. Attempting repair. So this one is slightly more interesting. It follows the same structure format of read a bunch of documents and then have her either comment on them or talk about them, but I'm actually making more progress in this one than the other one. Currently available personalities are Hunei and Mute. Okay. Okay.
You're still here? Well, I mean, it's perfectly fine with me. I guess I was wrong about you, what you were looking for. Well, Why don't you show me something related to what you were interested in, and I'll try to help you as best I can. I'm sorry, it's just hard to guess, as you can tell.
Okay. I just want to make sure I go through all the documents. I'm missing a couple.
So what can I do for you?
Nothing, I guess. Okay. So, I am going to end it here. I have a feeling I know what I need to do next, which is I activate mute, and I talk to her. But I think this has already gone on long enough. You kind of get the gist of what's going on. The story is actually fairly interesting, but I don't think making an entire video series, like playing through it and recording it, is really that proper, because it's a lot of reading, and it's probably best if you do it yourself. So, that has been Anolouge, a hate story, which I think is the prequel to Hate Plus. So you play Hate Plus after this one. But I played it before because I didn't actually know these two were a connected series. Whoops. But if you're watching this, yeah. See you next time. And whatever else I do on Kuckles Plays.